One of the projects I'm working on this week is about William S. Hart, and actually his home here in Santa Clarita. William S. Hart was this famous Western movie star. He actually retired way back in 1926, died in 1946, and gave his home and like 230 acres or so of land to the county of Los Angeles. And it's still preserved. The house is just as he left it. And it's fascinating to me when I went there. You know, here's this house preserved as this tribute to this man, which unfortunately a lot of people today have no knowledge of. I had next to no knowledge of, and I'm somebody who's, you know, been involved with the film business, or at least been interested in it all my entire life. And I knew next to nothing. I've seen images of him. But it's kind of interesting that they've managed to maintain this home as a museum for all this time. Now, another aspect of filmmaking I wanted to talk about was the fact that one of my favorite films, Kestrel, which is the British Film Institute called one of the top 10 British films of all time, has finally been released in a Criterion version here in the U.S. Criterion is this company that releases a lot of classic films in special editions. They're fully restored. They have special, special features. In this case, a newly produced making of documentary that accompanies this. And it reminded me, seeing the film again and seeing especially the making of documentary, one of the reasons I love this film and films like it is that it was shot with a cast of mostly non-professionals. I mean, this kid was cast out of the school in which they shot the film. And, you know, it's interesting to listen to the director, Ken Loach, talk about how they managed to get these great, you know, natural performances out of these actors. And it wasn't just talking with them and working with them, but in terms of how they shot the film and how they sort of kept the camera back and sort of observed the situation. It's sort of a documentary kind of a thing. So if you're interested in filmmaking and the filmmaking process, I highly recommend this. Finally available in the U.S. I mean, this hasn't been available in the U.S. for, you know, decades. And I mean, you've seen the poster behind me in my office. It's behind you now. So I'd highly recommend it if you're interested in the filmmaking process. The English in the film is a little bit difficult to understand. It's a heavily accented Northern English accent. And actually, there's an alternative soundtrack that they recorded at the same time for international distribution, where all the original actors, you know, enunciated their words more clearly, or you can turn on the subtitles and hear it the way it was actually shot, which I would probably recommend over the other alternative. Anyway, that's my two topics for today. See you next time.